Hello, good evening. Sorry, we're
Hello,
a bit
good
late.
evening.
It's
Sorry, we're a
our
bit
third
late.
health
It's
webinar.
our third health webinar.
We do apologize.
We do apologize for technical issues. Had our opening prayer.
Let's pray.
In
Let's pray.
Jesus' name, in the mighty name of Jesus,
in the mighty name of
I thank you for another day. You come to learn more at your feet, oh Lord. Learn about exercise. Your bodies are our temple. Please come and teach us this temple you gave to us wisely, and so to do your work as you are healthy in our bodies. And we shall give you all the glory and all the honor. In Jesus' mighty name we've prayed. Amen. Hello, good evening. Sorry for starting a bit late as we did. We surely will try and improve next time. We got today someone who knows his onions, Coach Akash, scientist turned health fitness instructor. He's been I've used him for about a year now. I know he knows what he's talking about. Help us to talk about exercise as a lifestyle. Over to you, Coach Akash. Good evening, and thanks for coming to teach us. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mrs. Banke. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be on here with you guys. And I hope do my best today to be able to pass, even if it's just one or two changes into the lifestyle of people that people can imbibe and flow with. I'll be satisfied, like I'll be fulfilled. And again, like you said, I'm a scientist, but I have a problem with that one. I was a science student. Scientists go way more than that. So I found my path, and I say, yeah, I've been so passionate about this, right? That from that, there's been drive for me to learn a lot by myself and go out to seek more knowledge. And from experience over the years as well, I've evolved to say I understand enough, to give advice to people live a healthy lifestyle and all of that. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Coach Akash, could you please start new exercises, please? Over to you to your presentation for us.
All right. So,
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, so the topic for today, like I said, is exercise as a lifestyle across all ages. Right, very simple and straightforward. So, um, I think I will be doing a disservice if I just talk about dive exercise straightforward, because the thing is, I'll start to talk about exercise. Probably a very good proportion of us exercise, anyways. We know the benefit that we start to gain, but we doing them, right? Why aren't we doing what we're supposed to do to stay healthy for life? Why, or what, and what? Why, and there is a how. See, how requires some technicalities that can be simple as well. So issues like you need to take some runs, walking across the estate, doing following up some exercise on YouTube are our questions. But why is part of what we're going to start today. So it's not just about exercise, it's about life stuff, right? How you are able to put everything together. So you know, serve, makes it all delivers the benefit of life that we. So I'll start by saying this. That is a quote from one of the great speakers, right? Eric Thomas. So sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So this quote is about change. So it says, forget about your past and make the rest of your life the best of your life. You see, a lot of us have come a long way, and we've been doing stuff that when we look back at, I could have done this better. Oh, if I knew this, I wouldn't have been doing this. Oh, if I knew this, I wouldn't have been eating all sort of shit that I'm eating. Sorry for that. But this is it. We're talking about now. What the past is out of your control, but now is what you should take charge of, because now will determine what it would be like, right? The 20 minutes, the 10 minutes you sacrifice now, right, to take a walk, to take a run across the state consistently, will determine how you're able to carry yourself, how you will feel when you start getting to 60, 70, 80, or even 90. Right? So, but yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, I saw a picture of a fairly old lady. Oh, a white lady called Johan something. I've forgotten her name. Right, her story was pretty impressive. I think her Instagram handle is trained with Johan something. If you guys can check it out, right? Because yeah, it later became a big thing. The thing is, she started what we will consider. We look at her. She started late. I mean, she's about. I think she was 60 or 70. Started late, and she did amazingly well. Amazingly well. Sorry, my slide went off the rack. I actually put a picture of her on the slide, so you would have seen what I thought. But I hope you can get our Instagram to what I said. Train me. So she started late, started taking her life seriously. No, she looks at the old and think and just determined that one day I just need to start getting fit. I need to start eating right. I'm getting old and I have chronic disease, all of the catching up, right? I think she's got diabetes or something. And she was advised to change her diet, to watch out for things that she eats. So along with that, she had a supportive family. A child, or was it a daughter? They were getting support that they trained her, they showed her how to eat better. And then she started working out. From there, she got so motivated. And then, if you see her picture right now, you just think that she's been working out since she was 16, because she got to definitions, all of that. I mean, and that's exactly what we appreciate. When I said the code, forget about your past, right? People look at this and I'm old. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm old. I can't be doing this. Trust me, this is where you really need it. You really need it now. So don't look at I'm old. I can't be doing this anymore. Of course, if you know what you're doing, you can. You should gradually work your way up, because even while you are old, you stand to gain a lot of benefit from doing it. So, what the fitness lifestyle? You should start looking at fitness as a lifestyle. If you look at the total, about 80%, let me just see, I don't have a statistic, but just get the, yeah, a lot of people, right, will start this fitness journey because of external looks alone, right? Don't get me wrong, it is fine to want to work out because you want to lose that few pounds of fat around your belly, or you want to get nice legs or all of that. It is fine, but to give you something to hold on to, right? We should start looking beyond what the physique is like, right? You should start thinking in life. I see performance I see life as a performance day, and I'm going to give you some instances where that's when we get into exercise proper. I'm going to give you some instances where every kind of exercise that you might be done out there, or exercises that you might have been doing, decided doing this. Real life instances where they apply to you. I'm sure you're going to be wow, right? So it is not just about the right. There's so much benefit, which is part of the program that exercise starts to give you. Physically, staying active physically starts to give you. stand to give you. You should see life as a performance. Here in the gym, I usually call people athletes of life, right? See, whether you like it or you don't have to be on the football pitch, right, to perform. You don't have to be, on the track to train, right? Life itself, right? Life itself is a track and a field itself, right? Because at one point or the other, to move in some kind of way, you see these people moving while training, while doing their training. You see a footballer doing agility drills, running, you're turning around and all of that. No, it's not just about their sport. They're doing that for the sport's sake, to get better at what they're doing, but also it carries out to their daily life. I'm going to come back to that. So exercise only becomes effective when other aspects are in check, right? Which is why I said I would have done, I will be doing you guys a disservice, right? If I just go straight into exercise and mention every other part that has to come with it. So I say live, eat, and rest life. That's You need to be able to live better. Part of living here, I use live because part of it, of course, it involves move and resting. You live if you're doing other stuff. But lifestyle is under it. I put lifestyle as a big subheading under it. I put mindset as a big subheading under it because trust me, you to be able to go on through this life, keep this for life, you have to have a particular kind of mindset. You have to look beyond what is now and look beyond and look for what is it that you're going to get later. So I'm still going to break all of this down, but live, eat, move, rest better. I'm going to explain them. So exercise only becomes effective in the aspects of all of this. Let's look at live now. So first of all, you look at yourself, right? There is a reason why you want to change, start exercising. Probably you look at yourself in the mirror and feel like, oh my God, I just don't like the way I look and all of that. I'm going to change this, all of that. It's good. You want to change something. You don't like what it is that you want to change. But this is it. Have you ever seen somebody that is so beat down, okay, something, yes, yeah, he hates something, somebody hates something particular that I don't want to put it, I don't want to say body. The person hates this particular thing, yet the person is going all out to make sure this thing get better. No, you have to have a sort of compassion. I don't know if I'll be able to pass the message the way it's supposed to be because there's no how you're going to help what you hate. If you hate somebody, pardon the word, if you hate somebody, you're not going to do anything that benefits that person, right? That's the word. So if you hate yourself, you can't do anything to better that body, right? Some people have a lot of issue, there's so much emotional and psychological issue going on, right? They drive into depression and hate themselves. When you hate yourself, you don't see a way out, right? And that's the beginning of the crash. Because when you don't see a way out, you're going to be doing all of the stuff that's not going to get you better. That's what are going to drive you down the road. So self-compassion is the first thing, right? Look at yourself in the mirror. Yes, I have this body. Appreciate it, but I'm going to make it better, right? Because beliefs do manifest. If you do not see yourself in this particular place, if you do not see yourself at 70, walk your kids around, you'll still be able to go on a hike at 70, then you won't do anything towards that particular. You'll probably be sitting down. Let me people sit down and be watching TV. When you're supposed to, let me sit down and be being eating. I mean, eating anyhow, drinking, anyhow, because you don't see yourself doing that. But as of now, as of this moment, when you look at yourself, and start seeing this is how I want to be. Just imagine, picture yourself. This is how I want to start moving when I'm at this age. Then you're gonna do everything towards. And you don't have to be perfect, right? You don't have to be perfect. I think a lot of people fail on this journey because they think you have to be perfect. You don't really have to be perfect. So we want to always keep moving gradually towards that health. Nobody's going to be 100% healthy. But every single day with our choices or habits, we want to keep moving gradually towards that health. You're still going to live life, but gradually, nobody's going to be at 100%. So I will go straight to a story. I'll tell a story here, and this came straight out from my mentor, right? He's one of the people I follow. When you have mentors that you can't pay for mentorship, become indirect mentee. So I follow him on Instagram. I go through all of his stuff. He gives a talk with podcast. I'm always there. So he was giving the kind of reason, the mindset, the reason why somebody came. A lady really came to him, to his facility, to his gym, to want to come and subscribe, for their, they were operating a program. So when through the initial assessment, he asked the lady the reason why you have decided to take up this journey to want to change the way you look and better yourself, to be able to do better. So it was kind of emotional. So tone started to change. He entered an emotional tone. So the lady started the story. So as a matter of fact, she is a grandma. She was that old. So said she was growing up with her husband, and with them was their grandkid. And they were going just beside the roadside, walking down. And then kids always do what the kids just left them, started running towards the road, the main road. Probably know what will happen. It's dangerous. The main road, cars are going, vehicles are moving at speeds, And they saw the kid running, and he said she ran after the kid. She was running after the kid to save the kid, and she suddenly ran out of breath and couldn't proceed, couldn't move forward. She gassed out. That's what we call it in the gym. She couldn't sustain just running after your kid. You can imagine how emotional that can be. Something that happened to the kid that time. You can imagine how depressed, how sort of emotional disturbance and everything will go on through the rest of the life of the person. She broke down in tears, almost wailing and all of that in front of She literally could not run to save the life of her grandkid, right in front of your eyes. So tell me that kind of person. That kind of person, decides to set out on a journey, gets the pass right. You think that story would not wake that person up every single day to go and better their life, eat better, move better, sleep better? Yes, it will, right? So I mean, that's one of the biggest things. Mindset is the biggest thing that people know. And from is the closest or the easiest way we can get beyond the physical. Another instance to be people coming around because they don't look fat and all of that. They tell you, me, look at my workout. Look at my body. What am I working out? I'm already slim. Just laugh at people. It's not about slimming stuff. As a matter of fact, it might look slim, and then in the internal system, you're not okay. I mean, I don't want to be geeky. I'm trying to pick my words, but we have different. Even let's talk about the periphery of the fat cells, one that's common. People tend to go when it comes to fitness. Okay, fat. I want to lose out. That's that's the biggest song we hear everywhere. Okay, that's kind of fat. Okay, subcutaneous are the visceral, right? Subcutaneous ones are the ones you find under the skin, right? Okay, you find that in a lot of people, anyways. The visceral fats are hidden. They are around your organs, your heart, your liver, your lungs, and those are the most dangerous ones. Okay, so it is possible that you are slim or you harbor more visceral fat than that is okay or normal for you, and that's how you see slim people still having issues like diabetes. And you wonder, but you're not fat. It can happen. It is not about that. You have to keep seeing beyond that. Okay, so you're setting out. If you see somebody and through somebody you are gaining inspiration to move, fine. But know that you need to understand your own limitations, right? Because you see me with this kind of body doesn't mean you can go as fast. Or you see me, let's just use the way you see. Let's just equate on one side the way you look. Let's equate it to how healthy you are. If you see me like this, I look this way. No, that doesn't mean you're going to be like me in the same within the same gap of time. That I used to get this way, that I got myself this way. You have tons of stuff going on through life, right? You probably have 2 or 3 kids to worry about at home. Well, I don't have kids. I'm still young. You have your wife, you have your family to take care of, and all of that. But we look at all of these. These are the excuses that come up. Work life. But how do you balance all of this, right? And that's why we're here. So it's not just about exercise, right? It's about so exercise. As a matter of fact, exercise can serve as another kind of stress in your life if you do not balance with other stuff. Deal with them right. How do you balance it out? That's part of what we say. Set realistic expectations with yourself. Start out on the journey, right? You know, it's just common thing we tell people. You can what has taken you years to become like this. You can't come in within the space of 3 months and say, no, I want to get like this 3 months. When people just come, I'll be like, okay, yeah. I just like don't say anything. I will try to. You look like you're attacking people's belief and they start to withdraw. But I won't do that. But we will see. That's why I tell people we will see. But the truth is, what you have acquired over a long period of time, even if you start changing these moments, you can't say in 3 months. Your body might change. Internal system takes a while to go through all of the changes and clean up back. You know, somebody that's been smoking for 15 years and they just diagnose him one day with some perforated or lacking or cirrhosis or whatever, lacking lungs. You think starting to not smoke, eating healthy, training or working out one is going to change and make no, it doesn't work time. Sometimes your body the right position to determine the time it takes. So number one thing that's probably going to be beneficial for you is self-awareness. I tell people I'm a big fan of self-awareness. So I do something on the system. I forgot the particular time, right? Laptop does it very well. So I look at myself. For example, if I look at myself and I feel like I'm starting to get tired a lot lately, I need to sit down. I would literally sit down and look back recently. What are the things I had not been doing before that I was feeling fine then. So if you could just pause, breathe, and just start to look at the things, ask yourself the tough questions, right? You will start to tease out stuff, probably find some answers even before you need any professional help. To take a honest look at your life without attachments to it being right or wrong. Just ask yourself questions. Aware. Don't check anything yet. Be aware. Is it this? I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And once you get the answers, try to do them one after the other. Try to change them back. Okay. So physical activity. Straight to that because that's the main topic. Just bodily movement, reduced by skeletal muscle, resulting in energy expenditure. So it doesn't matter because the way you go about your work life, still physical activity. You have to work, you have to sit, stand, all of that. Your physical activity, all of them make use of calories. You burn calories doing all of that. Yeah, as you're breathing, as you're digesting, you're gonna burn calories, right? So physical activity can be in form of exercise, daily movements, your job life, how you do all of that are under physical activity. But when it comes to exercise is planned, it's structured and repetitive, right? That's why we tell people sometimes it is okay to want to get up and just do something to bring you up. Fine. So, but know that it is planned, structured, repetitive. It has the objective of improving and maintaining your physical fitness, right? We talk about physical fitness the whole. So when you exercise, the aim of exercise is to make you better. Anything that harm you, it's not exercise anymore, right? And this is where it comes to different kind of exercises. It's tolerable for this person, it makes this better, but it makes you worse. You stop it. If you're doing any particular kind of movement and you start to feel hurt, right? If you do not find anybody to tell you what you're doing wrong, you stop that and do something else. For example, some of us are usually not ready for running, right? Because we saw this person running and we started following the footstep. And then guess what? 1 week or 2 weeks after we started knee pain, joint pain, all of that. You're not there yet. Probably want to start with biking if that hurts for a while. Start with walking. Don't run for a long time yet. Okay, start gradually and ease yourself into it. When you do something that doesn't hurt you, that is exercise. It has the only purpose of making you better. So have to structure it, and it's progressible, it is repetitive. Right? You all know the principle of progressive learning. The system gets adapted to the kind of stimuli you give to it, right? If you're working out and your workout time, you're doing an aerobics class, it stays for 20 minutes. Maybe you just join the class, you find out that after 20 minutes, you begin to get tired. Okay, make your own 20 minutes. After 1 week, start to do 22 minutes. Another week, 24 minutes. So that is how exercise should be. The goal is to keep you or maintain you, right? So I'm not talking about, there are different kind of scenario where we'll be able to push as far as we push normally. We'll come to that, but that's exercise, by the way. So physical fitness, once as daily activities with optimal performance. I did not say, one's ability to throw one person up, one's ability to push weight, all what you have in sports and all of that. I did not say that. I said daily activities with optimal performance, endurance, and strength. With the management of disease, fatigue, stress, and reduce sedentary behavior. Look at the points we have all execute daily activities. That's one. See why I call you athletes of life. So many things happen during your day. Sometimes you have to carry stuff. I gave the story of the other room, and sometimes you have to run around stuff. Sometimes unexpected things happen. One day I was working. I was on my phone, replying to a text. The phone I just bought, iPhone X. Anyways, it's not an expensive phone for me. It is really, really expensive, right? So I was on my phone. My phone has no screen guard. It has no screen protector or pouch. I just got it. I was texting somebody and somebody rushing all the way from back. Just hit me, bumped into me, and hit me from back. I lost control of the phone and it was dropping. Guess what? If not because of how reactive I've been able to be, it was a few inches away from the ground and I got the phone back because I was able to react quicker. That is what exercise does to you. Okay, so probably I've done a kind of exercise where you're doing quick feet, you're reacting to stuff. The instructor comes in and says, "Okay, everybody, quick feet of fire where you hit the floor, go fast." And all of a sudden, it calls out squat. Everybody squats. So that kind of exercise has the ability of transferring to this scenario I brought into you. You can see how exercise starts to come into your daily life. The first one was the story of the woman. Right? This second one is just this your phone and all of that. That's how we carry into your daily life. There are going to be scenarios there where you will need your physical fitness to act and save your life or save something that you care about. Okay, so optimal performance, endurance, strength, all of these things are what you need to better your life when it comes to physical fitness. And what people don't get is management of disease, fatigue, and stress. Because people look at exercise, they leave all of these things at the peak. Reducing sedentary behavior is also part of it. That's why I said somebody somebody might look as fit as me, right? But internal system is messed up. Physiologically, something is not right. Sorry, it's probably going to come back on the light. Physiologically, something is not working out. Mentally, a lot is going on that is messing. The person is depressed and all of that. So there's probably a lot going on. You have to be able to maintain all of these. This be stress at bay. Okay, reduce sedentary behavior, call yourself fit along with identity. So components of physical fitness, right? We have cardiovascular endurance. This is the most, this perhaps the most beneficial one. We have a lot now, right? For example, it's common, COVID-19 and what it is right now, right? Although there's been outliers, but the common knowledge now is that a lot of people that have come down with some kind of complication or even died from it have some kind of comorbidities. These comorbidities usually diabetes, high blood pressure, and all of that. You find out that these comorbidities have something to do with how you process energy. Okay, which has to do with your cardiovascular system. Okay, so if your cardiovascular system is good, right, cardiovascular endurance is going to save you only keep this. That's one of the big things. It keeps your chances of getting all chronic disease is further reduced. So you don't, right? So body composition is part of it, because the amount of fat you have matters, the amount of lean mass you have matters. There's been correlation between the amount of fat you have. The more the body fat that you have, the more likely you're going to get all this and all of that, diabetes and all of that. Okay, don't want to go deep into what it is, but yeah, it's common. So we have cardiovascular endurance, body composition, muscular strength, right? How much force you can exert. Okay, is also part of physical fitness. Muscular endurance, how far can you go during this particular strength movement? Flexibility is also part of it. Those are the main parts. All of these have their applications in life, right? Performance related, agility, coordination, balance, power, reaction time, speed, all of these matter. Like I gave the example of my phone even. Without me being able to, okay, I won't be able to get that phone and it's gone, it's broken. Probably be here crying now as I'm remembering the story. so that is it, right? You have to be, you don't have to be good in all of the stuff. Understand where I'm coming from. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to give you more light, more than what you know. It's not just about the body. Okay, we're still going to go more towards the old age as we begin to explain the benefits of physical exercise. So you have something, just do common knowledge as well. Improve sleep, improve sexual performance, better endurance, stress relief. You have better mood. You have energy. You feel vigor, stamina to do things for a longer time. Reduce tiredness. Weight control, cardio fitness, right? Reduction in chances of getting all these chronic diseases. Right? I'm sure everybody at some point, if you're exercising, you've benefited from this stuff. Oh, Mrs. Banke, have you benefited from it?
A lot. Thank you so much. I'm making notes. Thank you so much.
So yes, you're welcome. Thank you very much as well for putting in the work that is needed, right? So it is very, very good. Those are you just need to understand that beyond this look, I stand to gain a lot more. So the look is just a tiny aspect, and so after a particular set of weight, depending on people, your look will start to go down. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, you're go down. Can you see me as well?
Yes, we can see you. Yes, we can see you.
Okay. No, I don't know. So
we can see and hear you clearly. Thank you.
So your look will start, to go down, and then you all now have your body. At that old age, it comes, how are you able to carry yourself? How much can you do just to help yourself? You want to be able to, reduce your dependency at that age. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes. My screen just went blank, and I'm looking at what could have caused that.
Should we ask you questions then? Should we hold on for a while?
Yeah, you can ask you questions. Yeah.
I got lots of questions. Some came in prior to today, but we'll try our best to respect your time. We'll not overshoot your time.
It's fine, you can shoot.
What do you think about waist trainers for women now? Waist trainers to help us snitch our waist.
Okay, cool. So it's just what we're saying, right? I've mentioned some stuff about people, the shallow look at fitness. Right? We only look at the body again. And I blame it on the media and what is going on, celebrity influence and all of that right now. Because if you look at people pushing this waist trainer, you find a huge chunk of percentage coming from all these celebrities. They are the ones selling it around. So they are the ones that are the media, they are the ones showing people this is supposed to be. They are the one giving people, I'll not say they're the one giving people problem anyways, but people choose to follow them. And the one essentially telling you this is how your body's supposed to be. So a lot of information that people attract from there's a lot going on the media today. So if you're not careful, you just get the wrong stuff, even when you are seeking knowledge, if you are not guided. So let's go straight to the waist trainer. Waist trainer is one because people want to tighten up their midsection. Number one is the fact that your midsection is tighter doesn't mean you've been able to reduce the fat and stay healthier. I give two kinds of fat and fine. It doesn't mean that. So I usually give an analogy, which has been very effective for me right from the start. Thank God for childhood. I'm still a child anyways. So, so if I have a rubber band, I used to have one around here. If I have a rubber band, a very tight one, I put it around my waist. I wear it for a long time, say 24 hours, not 3 days. When I remove it after, what happens to that particular spot? It shrinks, right? You find the mark of the rubber band there. And what happened there was that when you cut off blood supply to that particular spot, okay, you cut off blood supply, and for somebody that is not as black as me, you probably see some kind of green mark if you wear it longer. That's a sign. That's a sign when the vein doesn't get, when the capillaries don't get blood, it gives a kind of purplish green sign color. So if you're fair enough, you probably see that sign there. So if you wear this waist trainer, that's exactly what it does. Number two is look at, you cut off blood supply, and that's a big problem because you further going to wearing long enough, you're going to affect the tissues around that point later. Number two is look at your organs, right? Especially this is even especially bad for women. Look at your organs. So you go for many fighters, even your reproductive organ, your womb is around this region, right? Your belly, your intestine, your stomach, all of them, your liver, where waist trainer, you're just shrinking them, pushing them apart, which is not supposed to be. Let's say, look at the abdomen, right? I'm starting to go deep down the line, but I'll try not to bring out any big stuff that you can relate with, right? Just pardon me. Look at the torso from shoulders here down to your waistline. We have the upper and the lower abdomen, right? What we call the thorax and the abdomen. The thorax is the chest, just everything just around your rib cage and under your rib cage, right? The abdomen is everything downward, right? So let's look at the thorax, the upper one, right? So in your chest, just below this rib cage, what do you have? You have your lungs on both sides, right? The rib cage are protecting the lungs. You have your lungs on both sides, right? And under those lungs, you have the diaphragm, which is the flap of muscle that participates immensely in respiration. So what happens, right? Very good. So I have this as my chest. This is where my lungs are. This is where other intestine, bladder, all of that, stomach. This is where they are. This is my. If I start to put waist trainer around this region, just take this water. Can you see this water level? Can you see it?
No, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Good. You can see the level of the water.
Yes, we can.
So my hand now is the waist trainer, and the water is my internal organs there, the tissues and all of that. Let me start to snatch my waist now. Oh, okay. Let me start to snatch my waist. What happens? The level of water goes on. My internal organs will start to shift. They can, depending on where you put the waist trainer or depending on the place, they can either go up or go down. Or some of them can go up and go down. Now, very good. It shifts into the upper part now, which is the chest where you have the. Now, one very important thing that you this, and you would have found this no full stuff on this on the internet, right? People people can breathe properly and all of that. This is what happens. So when you breathe in, the chest is supposed to rise, the lung expand, to contain air. Now look at this person that snatched the juice and keep pushing the organ into the space where the lungs are supposed to rise. The person breathes, what happens? It doesn't take enough air because the lung cannot expose other stuff and now pushing into it. This is why those kind of person. There's a picture of I found one on Instagram. It was cracked funny page, all this viral page on Instagram that shares virus. The lady was reported. I was in the comment section. Somebody posted about it, and I entered the comment section just to see what. The lady reported that she wore that and she mistakenly, she slept with it. That she couldn't breathe. She woke up. She couldn't breathe. She woke up due to tightness in her chest. She couldn't breathe very well. That's exactly what happens. And what happens when you can't breathe anywhere? You can't breathe very well. You can't supply your human oxygen, right? What happens? You're not going to be able to distribute nutrients very well to your system. Your blood is not going to, your blood won't be able to pump well. Even when they pump, they don't carry enough nutrients to your system and reach where they're supposed to reach. And that's the beginning of other illnesses that manifest as kind of problems to go to the hospital about. Cell-connected, all of these things. So it is very, very important to squeeze your womb all together, you push all of the stuff downward, talk about many things that can happen anatomically, like physiologically, and those stuff are very the exercise aspect of it. I'm sorry I'm magnified because it's a topic I'm meaning to even create a video about. Let's go into the reason you want to snatch your waist. We're going to do a risk rewards, a kind of risk rewards. I'm sure I've given you some risks already. So let's say, probably get your snatch waist. It looks snatched, doesn't mean it's snatched anyway. It looks snatched because it's to tighten it up anyways, which you continue using for the rest of your life to make sure it remains that way. So it looks snatched. You get the extra validation. People are looking at you like, maybe you are the one selling it. Yeah, you get more sales and all of that. Looking at you and all of that. But look inside. I have two ladies that use my gym here. And this is very critical when you're dealing with people using this stuff, and they also have large followings on Instagram for that. So it's what they do to show what they are. I don't want to attack their belief, and I'm when it comes to that, I'm very conscious about how I speak with people. Because when you start to attack, say something that people want to hear, sometimes to withdraw. But we go through it gradually. Step dealing with people. So two of them were in the gym. I was training somebody and they wanted to do the same exercise that day with the person. Okay, come on in. I had to press and all of that. So one of them was saying, I don't want to press that much. I know she's strong, but she's telling me I don't want to press that much. She bends, I'm like, my back. And you still have waist trainer tightened down. You have your belly. She's using waist trainer in the gym. And you complain about two of them. They use waist trainer. They were wearing waist trainer that day. And they are complaining of backache. Correlation is not causation. I'm going why waist trainer can cause you back pain, which is another thing, right? So look, I'll just say this, and I'll probably end up on this particular topic. So look at the people. Number one is when you tighten up your belly. Number one, you don't give the muscles that are supposed to stabilize you in the main sessions, your core. Yeah, you don't give them chance to do their work. Once you tighten the muscle, what happens when I tighten? If somebody grabs me by my biceps, somebody with big and grab me by my biceps or by my wrist, the way we do to kids long enough, my hands, my fingers are going to start to begin to numb. I can't use them I can't control them very well. So when you tighten up, reduce supply of blood and airflow, nutrients to all of the organs, that's what starts to happen. Those muscles that are supposed to stabilize your core, the erectors at the back, spark muscles that we see, the obliques on the deeper ones, they won't have the chance to do their work and become weaker. And that's how you become more susceptible to backache, especially now you now come out of gym and say, I want my backache, especially when you are now doing all the kind of weight training, but then you are killing yourself. You see how it can become a catastrophe for you at the end. Then people now start, when I was exercising, that was when I injured myself. I don't know. Once I stopped exercising, I was feeling better. That's how it comes. That's the story. We listen to
Yes.
all this stuff. We listen to all this stuff. So it is just it. The only benefit you have to waist trainer is nice, like in the mid session. But once you open it up, listen to the truth of inside. I mean, benefit be working. Make your decision. What do you want to forgo for this? That's just the.
Thank you. Next one. I'll lump two questions together. People who have spine stenosis or chronic back pain,
Yeah.
our core, how do we help our core? Also, after childbirth, strengthen our core, make our core stronger. No, the core is the backbone of our whole body's hyper physique and our posture working. So how do we strengthen our core? Their systems erectile as well. What can they do to help?
So thank you for that. One thing is when we look at probably a lot of the medical issues that we have right now as it relates to all this chronic disease and all of that, we address through lifestyle modification, right? And when we look at lifestyle modification, we don't have to look at it as a protective or after problem something. We have to look at it as a preventive measure. You know, um, you want to be able to train so that when this thing comes, you want to condition yourself such a way that when this thing comes, you're better able to deal with it. It doesn't affect you at all. That's the mentality. So if you have back pain, let me start with that. There are two separate issues. Nowadays, that different things that can cause your backache. Some of them are causing from postures. You talk about different postures, sitting in kind of chair that is not supportive for your back, sitting for too long, as some kind of posture that are not good for your back. They're all of that. Some of them can be, things that have to do with you anatomically. Now you look at some people have, putting discs, all of that. People have, different kind of stuff. It can be from different. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It can be from different angles. But let's look at it generally. Let's say you have backache, and yeah, let's say first of all you try to intervene through movement, and if movement doesn't work, we usually have ask people to check with a professional that specializes in dealing, orthopedics that specializes in dealing with back, or probably do a scan. So number one is, if you have back pain or to avoid back pain, you need to do core exercises, right? I can show you. I don't know if I can start to show stuff now, because this
If
can I
you
start?
can, if you
Okay,
can.
good. Just give me a second. Let me just shift this camera to where I have space. I'm gonna have to move it a bit. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Am I?
Yes, you are.
You can see the floor. You can see my feet, right?
Yes, we can.
Number one is, you talk about strengthening of core, right? No, it's not. Most people do exercises that are just wrong for them, that their body is not prepared for yet. We see people doing all kinds of sit-up. When sit-up does not work for them yet, they can't control the spine, the abdominals, and all of that. So they start put the work stressing out their lower back, right? We have people that can do sit-up, so far you can get one or two things right, other exercise. But if you don't understand, if you can't get it right, you just to be doing stuff that your body is not prepared. So if you have low back pain, very good exercise I do with people for strengthening core, and this is very, very good, very effective, is call something Olobo. Am I seeing the camera?
Yeah, yes, you are. I can see you.
Olobo. So if you fold your legs this way, the easiest way to do this exercise, you can hold for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, and you can keep improving. The easiest version of the exercise
is to exhale. You breathe out. Okay? I'm breathing out and I'm reaching. Imagine trying to collect somebody. So that's the easiest version. So here I have my lower back. I'm really, really crunching and pushing my lower back into the floor. Breathe out. Yeah, I'm feeling a ton of pressure on my abdominals. Right? My abs are coming together and they are strengthening, keeping my head off the ground, my shoulders up. I can go this for 30 seconds. Right? So I can even progress it and extend my leg. My lower back is still on the floor, right? As I engage, I'm looking up there. And I can even progress it by bringing my hands overhead or even carrying something in my hand, right? This always gets you. That's one exercise that you can do to strengthen your core, right? Everybody can do that, right? No, when it comes
And
to
for your
that,
back, I just interrupt you. And for your back, check one or two for our back as well.
so this is
Our lower back.
exactly, this is very good for your back because you're able to keep your lower back on the floor. You just have your upper back and mid back off the floor to get that crinkle in your shirt, to get that crunch in your abs, right? Lower back on the floor, right? So most of all these sit-ups and crunching exercises err on the fact that so many people are doing that with their lower back off the floor, and you see the people their back are like doing that. That's how they begin to get back pain, back strain, and all of that. When you're doing floor-based exercise where you have to keep the back on the floor, when you have to lie on the floor, you always want to watch out that your lower back is on the floor. Unless you're more trained that you can. I'm going to show you two kind of movement now. Let's do sit up, for example. Right? Some people do sit up, and they'll be doing like this. And some people will do sit up, you see them come up, all the head in one head to my waist, and they come up at once, right? And I'm not like this, stressing myself to come up and I go back, stressing myself to come. Those are two different kinds of sit-up. Now, if you're not trained, depends on the condition. Most people, beginners doing the first one where they have to slouch their lower back and all of that, will probably hurt themselves in the long term. They'll do themselves more harm than good. So just take it for the starters, right? Let me not bore you with other conditions that there are. When you're doing floor-based exercise, when you have to keep your back on the floor, try to keep your lower back on the floor. That will even help you further if you have any sort of back pain. Because once you start to lift your lower back off the floor, be careful. And if you are not getting the exercise right, you will hurt yourself more than the good you are trying to do for yourself. Right? So diastasis, if you have diastasis, you have an opening because of the bulging effect of pregnancy or maybe any other condition, opening between the muscles of the abdominals, vectors abdominals here. Probably want to do exercise that won't further stretch the abdomen, probably punch them inside, keep them together. Just demonstrated is very, very good for that because you're here, everything is just together like this. Now, some people might be doing plank, they don't know how to do plank, and then when we look at it, belly is just getting stretched, either because they are doing plank and their hips are down this way. When your hips are down this way,
Show us the plank, please, coach.
yeah, I will show you.
Back plank, please. Thank you.
So when your hips are down this way, forward is the lower back is kicking and other muscles in here want to work. When your hips drop below your belly, that way your lower back is the one kicking. Just get that. Right? So when your lower back kicks in, your belly is like this in the front. That means you are further opening up the space you have there, the diastema. You're further opening up. That's one. So when you want to do outside, number one is you're going to have to come up from here, right? You push the floor away from you, right? Don't stand on the joint this way, right? Unless you regress. You can always regress to get better. You can do it on your knees. You can do it elevated, something, a chair or something in front of you, right? But number one is push that wherever you have your hands on, push it away from you. It away from you. Right? Breathe out and try to feel your deep abdominal muscle. Pushing away. I'm feeling my legs are straight. And I'm even squeezing my glutes for more tension. Try to find that tension more. That's how to do plank. So my back is not this shape. My back is not like this as well. Although there is nothing wrong with this. When it comes to injury and all of that, you won't get injured with that. It's just like you're doing the plank wall. But the other one, when your back is like this, you probably hurting your lower back. But that optimal plank will be this. Pushing the floor away. You breathe out to feel the abdominal muscle, the deep ones. You squeeze the glutes, right? And you're there. You're not just hanging out, you're hanging out consciously creating some manual tension wherever you can get it. So that's the plan. Okay, so if you have diastasis, you can look for those exercises that don't stretch the belly. The exercise you can do, hold exercises you have to hold the position, particularly this one are very, very tight. So you need to you have to avoid with training some kind of way that the muscles are further stretched, the belly is further stretched out. Okay, those are special conditions that if you have them, you have to know how to deal with them. Okay, so I hope I've been able to answer the question about backing as well.
Yes, you have.
Yeah,
And
so
what
posture, you just need to modify your posture, right? If you're sitting and you're kind of slouched position, some people will sit in such a way that their back is not touching the backrest, and then their back has to ground at the bottom like this. That's a lot of pressure on your lumbar spine. And if you're not careful, you will sit there for 1 hour or 2 hours, you're going to see some people, they feel the need to go, let me stretch my back. That's what happens. And if you keep doing that, that's why we have this common problem within people in the corporate when they work in bank, because they have to sit too much. You have a huge chunk of people that come in and complain about, my back is something, let me crack my back. No, from today, in fact, you hear the sound crack, you feel satisfied, you're happy, you will still come back and still crack if you don't modify the lifestyle, which is posture, the way you do things, the way you answer. You understand?
Thank you. I've got more questions for you. To
Okay.
maintain a healthy lifestyle, how often, how many times a week we exercise?
To maintain, could you rephrase the question again, please?
To maintain a healthy lifestyle, how often and how long a day and a week should we exercise?
Oh, very good. So this is a part of my points that I was going to touch on anyways. It's good that you're answering. I'll just answer them with the way I intend to present them before. So if you go on, what the WHO, they are the when it comes to what they recommend is an adult should get about 150 minutes of moderate to high intensity vigorous weekly. So 150 minutes weekly is the recommended, right? Let's just put that moderate to vigorous, right? And for an adult, that's for an adult. You don't have to, you can't say, okay, 150. She's recommend 150 Monday. I'm just going to go to the gym. I want for how many minutes is that? I want for 150. I know I'm done for the week. I'll go and sit down. Start. No. You have to break it up, right? So you can do 30 seconds, right? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You can break it up. That's what they recommend, right? And no problem if you can match up, right? If life doesn't allow you to get 150, don't feel like, oh my God, I'm a solo loser, I'm not getting 150, I'm going to get injured, I'm not going to be able to deal with stress. No. Do as much as you need to do. Even 10 minutes, get out a day, have a ritual or a routine. Get out a day, run for 10 minutes, do something. Nowadays on YouTube, you can even find exercise program that you can do for 10 minutes and still sweat. Do that and be fine. You can't tell me you can't find 10 minutes out of the whole hours you have in a day to do something. And you don't even have to do it every single day. But what matters when it comes to exercise is the effect is accumulative, right? It's not you doing something bad now and then a long break in between of not doing anything. And now doing another something that is big again, hoping that you are not the effect over that period. No. Even if it's tiny stuff you are doing, but maintain it, right? That's how the accumulative effects of exercise are building. So that's what the WHO recommended. They recommended 150 minutes, about 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity
of exercise, they recommended that you would train about 3 times, which is resistance training, about 3 times a week as well, which is very, very important. You see, as we begin to get old, right, the system gets weaker. The system gets weaker, which essentially means your muscles are not as strong as they used to be before. Even your reproductive system, that's what we know. We know that already. Your
I'm sorry to interrupt you. My next question: cardio or resistance or both for men and women? Please discuss the pros and cons.
No
And
problem.
also, sorry to interrupt you, my big part: should women lift weights or will it become like men, i.e., all bulk like you are?
So, as I was saying, when we start to get older, right, the whole system starts to come down. Unless you have found a remedy for aging, I'm interested if you have found. Give me one idea. Although I'm still young, but unless you have found a cure for aging, that's when you're not going to get catch up by the aging effect. So as you grow older, you're going to start getting weak. Your system is going to start dropping, right? Your body is not going to be able to burn calories as it used to be. Muscles are going to get weaker. Fats are probably going to be coming up now, catching up with you. But this is why you train. More importantly, when it comes to performance, as you go older, they say about 1 in 3 people, 30%, about 1 in 3 people of age above 65, I'm stating the research correctly, of age above 65, right, break their hip whenever they fall. Yeah, they fall a lot more and they break their hip whenever they fall. So how do these things happen? This is probably another way you can look at fitness and how it can help you beyond the way you look right now. Once you start to get older, your muscles become weaker, right? The maximum force that you can produce becomes weaker because anyways, the muscles that produce the force is getting weaker, right? And then the first thing you start to lose is your power, your strength, because muscles that exert the force are becoming weaker. So when you don't have enough power, you're not able to react quickly. Okay, when you're young, if I sleep now, okay, I'll probably go this way. If I sleep on banana peel, I'll probably go this way. Before I land, I support myself with my hand and I get up. When you're old, you're not able to control yourself quicker and better. And because your system is you injure yourself. So how do we combat this? Right? That is why we preach resistance training to you. Right? Aging effect is going to come into play whenever, of course, every day as we go day by day, you are getting older. Aging effect will come into play. But what you can do is, with the training and the lifestyle you've adopted all through the line, you can slow down the effects of that aging effect. You can slow it down before it catches up to you. You can still be able to do stuff you want to do at that age, right? Perhaps the most important thing is at old age is not being dependent. A lot of people at old age now, you find themselves they can't walk alone, they have to be assisted with stuff. Yes, you have few people at their age they are still working by themselves. These are what you want to be. You have to imagine and start picturing yourself in that kind of way, beyond the way you look. When I'm 80, I still want to be walking. I still want to hold my hand. I still want to be able to go on a hike when I'm 70. That's the kind of picture you should start to believe and put in your head beyond the look. Appreciate yourself, be compassionate. Even sometimes when you are so fixated on the weight and weight don't drop on the scale, look at how you feel, how you're able to move better and appreciate that. I'm not saying you're okay, just sit there and keep doing that and not change your body. Yes, but appreciate what you have. See the long picture, the longer one first, and appreciate it. So when you're at old age, resistance training will help you a lot. The cardio will help you a lot. The reaction drills, how you're able to move better when you are young, obviously through that, will help you. You will be less dependent. You don't need somebody to be pulling you around, or you need stick or wheelchair. You still be able to do stuff that people look up to you and look at. No, this is no kid. I'm sure you have seen a lot of examples on the internet. Yeah, people have a picture of someone that would have shown my side. Old black man like this, and I think it's about 75 or something, and man is still busting out push-ups and all of that. Like, wow,
literally have a grandma as a client in this gym here. This is Coca. Sorry if I mentioned that. You don't know her anyways. She's 70 now, right? This is Coca that does what even young girls here class. They won't do 10 minutes, they'll start gasping for breath. She's a cardio king, high intensity, right? As a matter of fact, she says her problem that what she really wants to focus on now is just getting strong and pushing weight. That's beyond. I don't even care about it. I pass that stage. I just want to get stronger. Now I need resistance training. So it is very important to look at all these components and get them in. So your cardio is good. Resistance training is something that we adopt, but it is just the thing. When you want to burn fat, resistance training is what does it, because how do you burn fat? You burn fat by burning more calories than you take in, right? Burn more calories than you take in. What helps you burn the calories? Your muscle, the lean body mass. The muscles are what helps you to burn. As you move your hands, the muscles are moving the arm. As you run, the muscles are doing the work. Burn the calories. So how best can you burn it? It's either you improve, maintain that muscle that you have by making them to burn more by doing more activity, or you even build them and kind of build a bigger engine that will burn more fuel. That's the idea of resistance training, simply to maintain your lean body mass. That's just it as it relates to fat burn. Can you hear me?
So what ratio of cardio should we do resistance exercise? What ratio? Equal amounts? Or more resistance or more cardiovascular?
Like what I laid out there very well. If you have just 1 hour workout, I would say you should go each 1 hour a week to work out. I would say you should go for a kind of resistance training, metabolic training, which is kind of combination of cardio. Imagine somebody doing probably a squat after, or a push-up after, or if you have weight or dumbbell, so you are able to combine your cardio with resistance training, right? But if you are somebody that would love to do cardio for cardio deliverance, right? I would say if you have 3 hours a week to work out, 3 days a week, right? Do resistance training 2 of the day and the last day. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Next question, please. Someone has injury or knee surgery and wants to turn up her stronger legs. What can she do? Please show to her, please.
Number one is
she got a bad knee surgery and wants to turn up her leg more to help her mobility.
Advice can be given by a specialist on this. Before, number one is you have to understand injury or the knee surgery the person has gone through. So sometimes before we start to recommend exercise, when people come to us and say they have a very bad knee, it's been bothering them, we actually go personal. They are not orthopedics. If you see any personal trainer telling you this is wrong with your knee, this is what is wrong with your knee, you should be careful with that person, right? Because that's beyond the scope of our. We always advise people to go to a professional and see what is wrong with the knee. Then what they come with from there is what will guide us through how we're going to program the person. Why? Let's say your people get a patella. What is common is the patella, which is the tendon that holds the nail cap to the tibia bone here. This bone here, right? So what is usually called, people stretch this joint out. Like somebody that's not trained, that's not run for a while, and suddenly it starts to run because he saw somebody starts to run for 30 minutes, 1 hour. What he's doing is a lot of impact. This joint is not conditioned to receive that much impact, and all of a sudden it's taking that much work. It didn't go through gradually; it's just taking all of a sudden. So that is one of the things that stress out people's joints, that they start to develop knee pain, right? So, normal person, right? The person able to normally, right? The person able to do lunge, because people, depending on where the pain is, people who are able to selectively do this movement, especially able to do lunge. If you can't do lunge, then we look for how you can train them. There's a leg press machine here that people will do fine with, even if you have some kind of leg pain. Leg press machine. So we program accordingly to the person. So if you want to strengthen your leg, right, look for exercise. Number one, can the person cycle? Right? If cycling hurts your knee, then don't do cycling. You understand? So we do leg press. So if you can do whatever you can do through good assessment with the time. I can't tell you right off the bat that this is what you should do because I haven't assessed you. So I don't want to do that. That's unprofessional for me. But you want to test yourself across this movement range. What can you do? Squat and squat. Even if you squat and you find that if you go beyond this point, it starts, then don't go beyond that point yet. Start to go where you can go, range you can maintain without the pain coming up. Start to load yourself on that pace. And maybe gradually later, start to go a bit lower as your tissues become more adaptable and tolerable to things like that. So yeah, that's just the brain work. Test yourself across different movement range. If you have machine, that's very good because machine are kind of pain-free. They can help a lot of people that have injuries and stuff. I still train with that. So that. So I'll just say that.
Okay, thank you. As a middle-aged woman, I'm not much. How do we help trim our waist? We struggle for truncal obesity. What do we do? To slim down, not waist trainers, just to slim down our waist, our tummy.
Slim our waist. Number one is if you're trying to shed fat, because if you're trying to slim down your waist, essentially what you're trying to do is to stay leaner, burn more fat, especially the one around the abdominal. So you're more lean. If you're trying to burn fat generally, okay, the number one thing is what you want to look at is your energy balance, your nutrition. What am I eating? Am I eating too much than I burn? Calorie-wise, am I eating the right thing? That's number one. In fact, this is number two thing as well, right? So once you get that right, and you're sure that okay, I'm fine with what I'm doing, then we start to move into the movement choices. Start to exercise, right? And no, you shouldn't. If you want to trim down your waist, you shouldn't just start doing a ton of abs exercise. Okay? No, no, because the thing is trim that a lot of people probably have abs exactly already. It's just not showing because of the layers of fat that cover them, right? You know that when they kind of tense up the abdominals, they feel it. They can touch it in there, but it's not showing. Which means you need to just lay in and burn fat. So you have to focus on your nutrition, number one. Number two is you want to strength train, right? Make sure you're good with your strength training, combined with the cardio, the way we said it, right? The way we said it. Yes, you still have to do your abdominal exercise, but it's not the focus. Like I said, if you want to build a good abs exercises are there, to help your core, to further help you functionally. So you should do that as well. I'm not saying keep away from that. If you build those muscles, it increases the chances of them showing as well. So, but they are not the go-to. Like a lot of people will just come into gym. I don't know about give them crunch. I just laugh at. But it's just pure. There are a lot of people, they come into this work to really help people, but then they have not done the diligence to really equip themselves very well, and they end up leaving people worse than the way they came in, and which is absolutely a very heartbreaking stuff for people. So we need to educate people. We just focus. We start to coach people, look at what they eat and all of that, help them with how to eat better, to help them towards their goal, and then obviously put them on the exercise programming. So start, if you run, if you do if you have a workout to follow online, start to do that frequently. So you want to aim is to burn more than you consume. So if you can increase your daily movement as well, you're going to the mall. If it's not, you walk there instead of doing activity towards your daily life. It's very, very beneficial. And when it comes to nutrition, last night I was saying that important, is your protein. Your protein is very, very important when it comes to nutrition. I'll give you keys here really quick, right? So when you
Thank
look
you.
at protein, increase your protein. Like the way we help people is the way to get started is actually have protein with every meal you take. Get it? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Make sure you have protein. Get it? Okay. Then have your veggies to come after. So let's say 50% of the calories you consume come from protein, and let veggies come in, right? And then for some people do well with veggies and protein. Some people, yeah, they can take on their carbs with whichever choice of carb. Some people don't do well with carbs. Whatever works for you along the way. But that's just it. Protein, veggies, start to add carbs and fruits, different colors. That's how you eat. Then when it comes to the liquid aspects, right? Drink water and tea often, right? Those are the less calories and very, very beneficial. Drink them often. I mean, you can still go out and enjoy yourself, but these are things you need to do. Then stick to this thing 85 to 90% of the time. Your body is going to change. It is going to change. So if you hit 3 meals a day, right? That's 21 meal, right? What's 85% of 21 meal? So try to better, right? It's 85% of the time. So add protein 85% of the time. Every other thing that follows you, you'll be fine. And every other thing that comes from the movement aspect is there for support. And also manage your stress, right? Research out there that's shown that people stressed, right, that often sleep late, that don't sleep well, tend to harbor more abdominal fat, which is more visceral fat as well. Out there that show that, right? This is probably another important thing, especially with the whole corporate world and busy lifestyle we're adopting now. Sleep well. Don't sleep well. We're not able to sleep problem there, because if you don't sleep well, the stress is going to be up. Your hormone goes up, cortisol goes up, testosterone will go down. You can't even train and recover faster. You become even poorer dealing with stressful situation. System is going to go up the river. So the way you manage stress, which is primarily sleep and that thing that comes with it, is very, very important as well. Right? Let's just keep it very, very, very. I'm in depth. I don't want to go in depth into it.
Thank you. I still want my questions. Thank you. I got 2 more. I'm so sorry.
No
Hope we don't
problem.
mind, but we're running about
That's why you're
quite
here.
quick. Take your time. As we get older, we get stiffer. We're very sedentary. How can we stretch, and how often? Please show us how to stretch, what we should stretch, and how often. Thank you.
Very good. You see, one true thing is, some people look at things like we look at issues and we believe stretching is well, stretching sometimes only guarantees a quick results for certain kind of situation. Some people's solution to their sickness is actually strength training. Some people just need to move more. That's it. Sedentary lifestyle is probably number one problem that we have in this world. If you look at all of this stuff, sedentary lifestyle can just lead to many things. You don't move better. There was another correlation study that showed that just got a lot of people and this study. It shows that if you sit for this particular length of time through your life, you are likely to die at this age. So we found out that if you are the type that sit longer, you don't get to live long. That's essentially what that topic is about. It's just a correlation study. It's not position. Okay. So you see, I'll show you stretches that you can do, but I'm telling you what, it doesn't matter if you are not attacking the main issue.
just giving something to soothe the pain. You are not really dealing with the main problem. So some people just need to move more. Look at yourself. Are you moving more? Are you moving the way you should do? Are you exercising? Some people need to do resistance training. As a matter of fact, resistance training doesn't make you stiff. Right? It helps you increase your range of motion as well. Makes your joints, your muscles pliable, right? So if you're going to tons of stretches you can do. But one thing you need to understand is you can stretch a cold muscle, right? Warm yourself up. Maybe do some shoulder rotations, do some side to side, do some, then
Could you please show them to us, please? Could you show them to us, please? We don't know what they're. Show us a couple, please,
very good.
of how to warm up.
So when you go to warm up, right, it's literally so you just warm up, just get your heart rate up, increase the temperature, your core temperature, so that your tissues are more pliable, right? So we have people just doing stuff like this, just going side to side, doing body kicks, generally moving, some rotation, doing some photos, right? Running on spot, all that kind of movement that can get you up in the meantime. You understand? It doesn't have to be super explosive. Just get you simple, right? So a good way you can run through stretches is depending on where you want to stretch. Here, when I start class, I like to start sometimes from the shoulders, most of the time from the shoulders, right? I'll have people doing a kind of shoulder control articulation just to move the shoulder joint, right? Because once we find out that those people are always on the desk like this. When you're like this and you're slashed up, the upper back starts to get tightened up, right? The chest muscles don't work well. And that's going to have some pain. The shoulders are not able to move very well. So to start to get people to hold up the abs, start to keep your palms out, elevate, exhale. Okay, and then all the turn around slowly and bring it back down. So you think the sense of that joint to move slowly, the shoulders. You do that for 3 to 4 reps, going clockwise, go anti-clockwise, 3 to 4 reps, just like that. Again, breathing in and breathing out, as you lower, you breathe out. Right? Then we go to some kind of neck stretch. Use your hand. So you're going through different tissues like that, just to attack different tissues. Inhale, exhale, you do that for 10 seconds. Go the other side. Just pulling your ear towards the shoulders for 10 seconds. And then go deep circles of rotation. That's for the neck, right? You find that kind of stretch stretches your trap. So you're the type that do a lot of work on the system, right? And you have to be writing at the desk. These two about the shoulders and the neck will help you a lot. Another one that is good that will help you to do. There are different kinds of ways you can do this. You can even do it seated, but that's why I do right now. It's very common. We do that to stretch, especially for people that are slouched over their work, is that the subconscious to get into this position while working. When you're working, you want to be neutral, right? But if you're not neutral and you find that you get tightened up from this, do something we call rotation, thoracic rotation, rotation of the thorax, right? So put my 2 palms on the floor beside my front foot here, and I keep this arm against this leg. I want to do a kind of rotation. I exhale. Right? What it does is, even if you're sitting at press and everything here, as I did this, I felt on my back. I've been on the system for long. I roll. You're able to open up that chest that was in this position and weak in this position. You're able to stretch it by rotating, and then you can bring the hand down, go to the other side, rotate, stretch. You can do 3 to 4 reps per hand, and even the leg and go through it. That's going to help you bring everything from here into here back to some kind of position it should be. That's that for this position. When it comes to your hips, right? When it comes to your hips, we do a good one where we do classics, we never fade out. So we do this rotation, we do that all the way out. Okay, just roll that big circle, right? You can do a wider stance, right? Wider stance, where you push your hip towards the side of the leg, come up and push into the other side of the leg, right? That's another good one for the hips and glutes as well to stretch at the back, right? You can go and do the bend, okay? Just for spinal bend. You stretch the hamstring here. You come up from there. You can combine it with squat. Yeah, you stretch the front of the leg. You even stretch the hip more. The bend and squat. Those are basic ones. I don't want to give you complex ones, but they're very easy to do, right? And you can come in, do your quad pull, all of that. So they are very, very essential. But most of these issues, if you are the type that strengthens very well, this strength training can help you address all of this, and you find yourself in a situation where you don't really need to even stretch that much and all of that, and then you're fine. So at old age, we recognize that the system will start to become stiffer, right? Yeah, warm the body up, be more active generally. If you swim, swim. Swimming is less invasive. You get to use your muscles of your body. If you use bike, use bike. Still able to train. That will take out most of the need. I hope I'm able to answer that question.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much. The very, very last question. Sorry, we've run over time. You said we shouldn't be fixed on our weight, the weight on the scale. But individual fat was quite bad for our health, which I completely agree with.
Yeah.
How much body fat should we aim for as a man, as a woman?
So I did not, well, during the process, don't be too much because so many things can happen in your body and the skill might not tell you yet. But this is it, right? It's good to always have when you started. So if you're in a weight, you're able to get an idea of the beginning and you're able to get an idea of where you're going to, right? So at the start of it, you should know where you are if you're concerned about making seeing where you've come from and where you're going, right? You should look. So if you're a man, as a matter of fact, it depends on what is physiologically okay for certain people. That can be told medically when people check out themselves. But you want to be. Females have more tendency of storing more fat than because of obvious reasons. They have more muscle mass, which helps them burn more calories and all of that. And also stuff of hormones. We have more testosterone, which helps us anyways. So about males should be within the range of about, I'll say 25%. Some people are fine 25%. 20% is fine. Right? For some people. Well, once you start to train, your body can start to drop, you can start to get below 20%. That's when you really start to become really lean. People start to stuff like I'm probably about I've not been consistent for a while. I'm probably about around 10 now. I'm not sure. For female, right? Female tends to have more fat, right? And that's so they can be around 30, it's still okay for females. 35, right? But it's not the 5% that's really the main issue here. Most of our problem will be answered. Let me tell you one trick, one alarming stuff, one mind-blowing stuff. See, you want to burn fat, you want to do this, you want to maintain your weight, you want to bulk up. Most of your problem will be answered when you work towards getting healthier. If you adopt the technique that makes you healthy, living with stress, living well, your body is going to change. It's going to solve. You don't have to worry. What's my BMI? What's my body fat? What's my because those are what will get you there, right? So all of the people that have gone successful with where the body are in old age, living healthy life, making the healthy decisions most of the time throughout their life is what got them there. Okay, so this is fixing that is to always check. Don't get me wrong, right? That's why I've given you the answers I've given you. Yes, ultimately, adopt the habits that will help you towards that level. And one mind-blowing fact I wanted to give you is this: as sumo wrestlers, these people that just their game is their size. So you have them consuming a lot ridiculously to really get big, harbor much weight as they can. Okay, look at sumo wrestlers. Well, you would expect that they are probably the most unhealthy people on earth. But this is it. Wrestlers are not the most unhealthy people on earth. As a matter of fact, some of them even come out with that. I mean, it's a tiny talk with them that even come down with all this chronic stuff. Right? You know why? Because research has shown that even without the presence of change in weight sometimes, daily movement, exercise will be beneficial for you. Right? Research has shown that with the absence of weight change within a period, there are a lot to start to gain from exercise. And if you do your research, start to Google maybe sumo wrestlers that died during this night period. Probably find a handful. That's because they eat for their sport. I'm not saying some of them don't get complications later. Some of them don't get them. Some of them might get, but of course, nothing is exactly perfect in nature. There will always be one here and there that you need to work with. Okay, but they still do fast because they are still active. They are not living a sedentary life. They may be fat, but they are still trained for their sports. They still move around. They are not living a sedentary life. So they are still held to some level, right? So you don't need to be so anxious that your weight, if you don't lose fat at this point. That's I see so many people and they're so emotional, so much emotional attachment. If you don't lose fat, think you're going to live beyond this age. That's what some doctors are so mean to people. Tell people all of that. I'm not talking about you, doctor. Okay? so and people go on with their life, and the forecast of the doctor or stuff might even be wrong, and then you force people to do all of the stuff. I have stories I couldn't even tell, right, about that. I'm not sure you guys want to hear the story time. So work towards health, make the right decisions towards health. You will be fine.
Thank you so much. I'll just recap what you said. I'll make you notes. I don't get it. I got self-aware about ourselves, self-awareness.
Yep.
To get where we are, it takes time, slow and steady. You should start gradually, be consistent, build activities of endurance and strength.
Yeah.
And then why should we exercise? Means we're more agile, increase our reflexes against diseases, fatigue and stress, sleep much better. We have better mood, have better mental endurance. Thank you so much.
I just have one or two to put in. Sorry to cut you. Right. Give you straight. That's probably the best exercise for people that are getting older. Is training and balance training. Right. Strength training, balance training helps according for people that hold that, further helping them to avoid falls, and all of that. So in dealing with strength, a good man is their resting. Somebody have so much going on in the life, they're so stressed out. You go into the office, you have so many targets to meet, that you come back, you have to go and pick up the kid and your house, you're going through so much stress, and then you want to start exercising with that. And it's just a catastrophe, right? So a good way is a normal resting heart rate. If you have your accurate fitness tracker or heart rate monitor, normal should be around 60 to 100 beats. So if you look at yourself, you are lying down and relaxed, and you're looking at your heart, and it's probably 120. You need to probably get your cardio stress better in your life. Things that stressing your heart. But ordinarily, these are the things we look at to help you. Once you see that, probably need to do more cardio, more endurance training to help you be able to recover back. The lesser resting heart rate is going to, and that's a big indicator of how stress, how you can cope with training, how you deal with stress in your life, which is very.
Thank you so much. I know this is your passion. Exercise is your passion. Please give us your Instagram handle. Please. I need you put some more things on your Instagram. What's your
Yes.
Instagram handle? And when you finish, please put it in our chat box
Okay,
on the YouTube. I find it very, very helpful. All your exercises they put daily and also your health talks. I find them very helpful. You know, as a GP, I see I've learned so much from you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're doing our best to stay up to date. I would say just pay our attention to it, learn every day. Even scientists, even researchers will tell you that this is the fact right now. It doesn't mean another study cannot come later and cancel that what we previously know. That's how we are science is. You don't hold on for something, right? You have to be open-minded. Something can come another day and cancel the truth that you have long believed. You have to be willingly able to check it out and accept if necessary. So, thank
Before
you.
you sign out, what's your Instagram handle, please?
At Akash, as in AKASH. So it's a kind of weird name, but it's fine. AKASH underscore DEEFA.
Can someone put on the Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, I've gone through most of the questions. I think we've gone over an hour over time.
I hope I've been able to do
You have, but we'll have to have you again sometime to finish up with much. We'll just say a quick word of prayer. Wherever we are, we'll get better physically so we can do God's work. Philippians 4:13 says we can do all things through Christ who strengthens God within us. Thank you for what you taught us through Coach Akash, oh Lord. Thank you that we now know more how to train our bodies, how to determine you're giving us to look after this body, that we can do your work and do your will. Lord. Help us, strengthen us, quicken our spirit, oh Lord. And we shall give you all, get stronger. We shall give you all the glory. We shall win more souls for you, stronger physically in our body. I'll take all the glory, take all the honor, and we shall give you all the glory. Just as we've prayed, amen. Thank you. I got grace. Next month, we're talking on sleep, which is also very important. God bless you. Have a good day. We're grateful. God bless you, sir. And to Ayu and Taiwo, as always, thank you so much. Today, God bless you. For everyone who took their time on Saturday evening to join us, stay to the end. God bless you. We're very grateful. Have a good night's rest. Ciao.